Are you considering taking the IELTS exam in 2025? Are you also one of these people that are incredibly busy and don't really have time for classes? You're maybe looking for something to help you with self-study? Well, in today's lesson, I have got my favorite books that I use with my students to help them prepare for the IELTS exam. My name is Wendy from English with Wendy. The books I'm talking about are these books: IELTS Academic and IELTS General. These books in particular were published late last year, so they are the most recent books. So this is IELTS 19 and IELTS 19. You'll notice in these books that there is an academic book and there is a general book. I really, really like these books. I've used them every single year. I have previous IELTS books for the exams as well. I personally like them because they really do mimic what the test is like. So the books are written by Cambridge, the people that actually do the exam. And they say on the back of their own book that all our authentic practice tests go through the same design process as the IELTS tests. So I love them. So let's talk about what's in them. But before we do that, I do want to say, if you're thinking about buying these books, please watch this video until the end, because I have some serious advice before you buy these books. So like I said, we have an academic test book and we have a general test book. You're probably wondering what's inside these books. They are very similar. So let's have a look at the contents page. So in each book, what you're going to see is 4 complete IELTS tests. So I'm talking about a listening test, a reading test, a writing test, and a speaking test. And like I said, 4 complete tests. You'll also find the audio scripts. This is where you can read what was in the listening test, which is a great way to look at new vocabulary, focus on grammar. It's really, really worthwhile to always read the audio scripts. It will give you the listening and reading answers. It will also give you sample writings. So the sample writings are great because they will show you what the student wrote. They will give you the band score that IELTS would give them. And they give you the examiner's feedback. So what was the problems? What was good? What was not good? And they do have a lot of information right at the very beginning of the book about the test themselves, the format of the test, how many questions there are. They talk about how it's scored, what are the band scores that you could get. They describe the process of the speaking test. So there is a lot of information in the books. Each of these books also comes with what they call a resource bank. So this is where you download this onto your computer. They give you a code in the book and instructions. And in the resource bank, they've got the audio files and they've got extra information. So especially on the reading and the listening test, they'll actually give you information as to why one answer is correct and the other answers were wrong. This is really helpful because sometimes when you just see the answer, you might not know why that's the answer. So that is extra information that is in the resource bank. So big question is, how much did these books cost me? Now remember, I'm in Australia, so these books are published in the UK, so they do have to send them to me. So each book cost, let me just check, $62.95. The delivery was about $10. This is Australian dollars, by the way, not American dollars. So $62, roughly $63 per book, and $10 for delivery from the United Kingdom to Australia. Now, I did say to you at the beginning of this video that I have some tips for if you're going to buy them. So, my tip is if you're going to do the academic test, buy the academic book. If you're going to do the general test, then buy the general book. But don't buy both books like I did. So the reason I say this is because the listening tests and the speaking tests are the same. So in both books, it's the same listening test and the same speaking tests. Why? Because the listening tests for both academic and general are the same tests. Let me say that again. So IELTS uses the same listening test and the same speaking tests for both the academic and the general tests. If you are thinking that, oh, I really want more than 4 tests, then what I recommend is you buy one from this year and then go back and buy the other one from the previous years. But just make sure that you don't waste your money on the academic and the general book, thinking that you're going to get 4 completely different tests in both books, because you don't. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure you like and subscribe. I'll be making further videos on the books and resources that I use to help my students achieve their English goals. Have a wonderful day.